Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Samsung WB350F Smart Camera for you guys. This is a camera that I'm using for about a month and a half now, maybe 2 months. And I haven't seen any reviews out there that are from the perspective of a YouTube vlogger. So keep in mind that is what this video is going to be. I'm going to be talking about all the features of the camera, but specifically its vlogging capabilities. And I wanted to do this because, like I said, I haven't seen any videos like this out there. And that's what I bought this camera for. So hopefully it'll help you guys if you're looking for some advice about a vlog camera to purchase. So let's get into it. I'm going to leave a couple other reviews down below that I found really helpful if you would like to get some other reviews in your life. But yeah, so this camera is a smart camera. To be honest, that wasn't really what attracted me to the camera, but it's a very cool feature. You can see right here that it says Wi-Fi, so it connects to the internet. And this is a really, really cool function to have, and I didn't realize how cool it was until a while after using it. What really drew me to the camera, honestly, was just the look of it. I thought it looked really nice, and the price wasn't too bad. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it. I think it was only like, I think it was about like $140 on Amazon or something like that. It was on a super sale, so it's not a bad deal. The other cameras that I was looking at were like the Canon ELPH line. Those are like $200, and this one just seemed like a better deal, and I thought it looked really, really cute and really pretty. So I'll turn it on and show you guys what it does. But it has this lens that, you know, extends. It's pretty cool, and it actually, you can zoom in quite a bit with it. So that's the max zoom there. It's pretty close. It's actually a 21 times zoom, and right now I'm seeing like very close up on my TV over there. It's pretty powerful. I've never even zoomed in that far when vlogging or anything like that, so it's really nice. This does have a higher zoom than a lot of the cameras I looked at too, so if that's something that you're looking for, this is a good option. But that wasn't something I was looking for. The Wi-Fi wasn't something that I was looking for. I just thought it was really cute. It has this kind of like speckled leather-esque finish. And I'll be honest, I was worried about this getting dirty because it's white and, you know, those crevices kind of can attract things. But I've been daily vlogging. I just did Vlogmas 2014. I vlogged every single day in December, and there's only a few marks, and it looks like they're black makeup marks. And it actually looks like they'll be able to wipe off pretty easily. I haven't even tried to. So if we look at the actual features of the camera, you know, I just talked about the zoom. The power button is right here on the top, which is very convenient. The picture taking, I don't know, what do you call it? Picture taking button is right on top right here, and the zoom is also right up there. Next, you'll see your typical little winder thing. I don't know any of these terms. I really apologize. I'm a film studies major too. I should probably know these things. But this is your little dial. You can dial around to different settings. And then there's this little hotspot looking button. It's called the direct link. That's how you connect to Wi-Fi. And then there's a pop-up flash. I'll show you what it looks like when you pop it up. I think it's pretty nifty. The cool thing about the flash too is that you can tilt it back and hold it, and it'll give you a different effect. It'll actually like bounce the light as opposed to do a direct flash, and I actually think it looks really, really nice. I've taken a couple pictures, nothing like too crazy, but I really do like the effect of that. So then on the back we have our record button. Now this is what you use to record video right here. Menu, this back button, your normal buttons, this controls like flash, display, some other stuff, play, and trash can. I don't know what some other stuff is that let me turn it on and see what these do. Okay, so the bottom one allows you to change the focus from manual to normal to macro. And the other one controls the timer, the automatic timer. So some other stuff. Like I said, I pretty much use this for video blogging or daily vlogging, so I don't really use the change focus a ton. I don't really use the self-timer a ton either, so that's why I didn't know what those were. So how I use this camera, I'll be honest, first impressions of this camera were that it was very difficult for me to set up because I tried most other point-and-shoot cameras that I've used for vlogging or anything like that. I can just turn them on and put them on auto and it'll do a decent job. I mean, I feel like that's the point, because vlogging, you have to be very, very quick about things. Like if something happens, like if a friend just says it's in the middle of a really funny joke, you need to be able to whip out your camera and put it on them. If, it's just you like to be very instant with things. So that's really what I was looking for. And unfortunately, I'll just say, I don't think the auto mode on this camera is good. It works fine when you're outdoors, so that's nice, if you're driving or if you're, running around outside or whatever. If you're taking pictures outside, it works good too. Actually, in general, it works good for pictures. Like, I'm just taking a picture right now, so I'll insert it of the picture that I took. It takes a fine picture. It looks just completely normal. Let me take a selfie. That is an awful selfie, but I'm going to post that too, just so you can see it. It takes fine pictures on auto mode. But for vlogging, it, for some reason, just doesn't work very well. Let's see, I'll try to record. Actually, it's probably going to work very well because I have all my lights on right now. So basically, the issue is low light. It doesn't work very well in low light. So let me look at what this looks like right now. So yeah, I obviously just inserted that clip so you can kind of see. That clip actually doesn't look bad. It does look like it's not lit the best, but I'll show you in comparison the mode that I've been using it on, which is aperture priority, and I had to fiddle around so much, and I still don't think it's perfect because I just don't think it's perfect. But here's what my vlogging looks like with aperture priority mode on. This also has studio lights on, so it is going to be better lit than a lot of the clips that you'll see in my daily vlogs. But this is what it looks like in general. So you can kind of see, because my lights are on, that I was very, very overexposed in that last clip. I would need to go in and manually adjust the ISO, the aperture, and all that to make it look perfect. And that's something that I don't like about this camera, is that it's very weird in that sense. If I were to turn all my lights off, which I'm not going to do right now, you can go ahead and look at my old vlogs from basically anything starting with Vlogmas 2014 is used with this camera and not my iPhone. And you can see what the quality looks like. That's all me shooting on aperture priority mode. In normal daylight without studio lights, it turns out just fine, but I still have to be very picky about where I film. I have a mirror over here that I do outfit videos in front of, and it would just look horrible. It would look terrible because there wasn't a main source of light right there, and it's just very, very picky, very difficult with low light situations. So that's my big problem with it, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I want to hold on to this camera for that reason, because it just makes things very difficult. And I've had so many clips that I've had to throw away because they just were too dark or too overexposed. But other than that, the camera's pretty easy to use. It takes very nice photos. Like I said, auto mode is pretty good for it. It just it's just the light that I'm not really a fan of. And then the cool thing, if you're using it as a picture taking camera, it does have the flash too. So even if for some reason auto mode doesn't take as bright of a picture as you'd like, you have the option to go ahead and use the flash, and you can also bounce it and do all that stuff. I'll take a picture for you guys of me using the flash, just so you can get a feel for what that looks like. And the second picture that I showed is me bouncing the flash. You can't really tell a huge difference for what I just took. Actually, you can. And I think it looks a lot better. When you bounce the flash off, it kind of just evenly distributes the light, as opposed to does a hard light, which can look overexposed, which can look kind of glary. So I do really like that feature on it. The buttons, I feel like, are pretty good in terms of placement, although I will say I actually don't like that the record button is right here, and I guess that's just because it doesn't come as natural to me. I would have preferred it to be up here, because when you're vlogging, you like to hold the camera like this, so I could just hold it to vlog, whatever, whereas when it's like this, I have to hold it and like do it with my thumb, and you know, I don't know, it's just very awkward. It's not the end of the world though. It's not like something that really upset me or anything like that. Now, a couple other things that you want to keep in mind if you're looking to purchase this camera is that this does not take a regular SD card. The previous model, which I think is the 250F, or I think that's what it is, I believe that one takes a regular SD card. This one takes a micro SD card. So there's a slot right here that has the battery and the SD card, and you know, those are just not that expensive or anything, but you will want to keep it in mind if you order this online and want to use it that same day, that you will need to have one. The cool thing about this is that it does charge, you can charge it right through your USB, and you can also transfer your files through USB, so you don't even need to take that SD card out. I was worried about that. I thought I would have to get something to read it in my computer, you know, like the converter or whatever they're called. I don't know. That thing. But no, you can just, you can just attach it right through a little USB. So that's really convenient. The other thing too is that I have never had to sit and charge this. It does come with a wall charger. I don't even know what that is. I need to look for that because it does come with one. I've never ever ran out of battery, because when I'm uploading my files and when I'm editing my video, what I'll usually do is I'll just keep it plugged into my computer, and then by the time I remember to unplug it, it's already charged back up. So that's been really cool. So I think it has pretty good battery life, although I haven't sat and recorded something continuously for like hours and hours. I usually, you know, record probably a couple hours of the day. I'll talk a little bit about what the smart camera thing actually means, and like I said, this wasn't a selling point for me, but now it is something that I really like about it. You can turn on the camera and turn it on to Wi-Fi mode, and this will give you some options. You can do the mobile link, which is a really cool feature. You download an app to your smartphone, and you can actually control the camera with your smartphone. So if I were to put this on the tripod right now, I could take my iPhone and move, like zoom it in and out, click record, click take picture, do a bunch of stuff, which is really cool. So it's basically like having a remote control for your camera, which those can get expensive to actually buy on its own. So that is a really nice feature. Oh, that's actually the remote viewfinder. Sorry, just kidding. What is Mobile Link? Mobile Link is transferring files through computer to cell phone. So it's kind of the same thing, but different. I just used the wrong word. I actually haven't used that. I don't know why I would really need to use that. I guess if I wanted to like upload an Instagram video or something like that, that could be a cool thing to use. There's also Baby Monitor, which you can go ahead and download an app onto your smartphone and place this, you know, in a room or whatever, and it'll do like a live feed, which is kind of cool. Auto backup, I haven't used, so I'm really not going to get into that and pretend like I know. Email, you can email files to yourself, and that's what I use the most. The other two, SNS and Cloud, this is pretty cool because you can log on to your Dropbox account, say that your SD card is full and you're like on the road or something like that. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, you know, stop at a Starbucks or whatever, you can go ahead and click that, click on Dropbox. I don't know why this is saying initiation failed, but you can go ahead and click on Dropbox, sign on to Dropbox, and then drop your files so you can delete them from your SD card and have more room. And then Samsung Link is also something about online storage, but I haven't messed with that either. You can also go in just to your play button and look at your files. You can go down to menu and then click share Wi-Fi. And you can do, you know, you can choose all those. The most common one that I do is email, just because I think that's easy. If it's a small file, like a picture, if it's a video, you'd want to do Dropbox or whatever, because it wouldn't be able to fit in email. But it's cool because it just says sender camera at Samsung, and then you'll go ahead and type in the email that you want to, you know, receive the picture, and then send it. And it sends really quickly. And I just like that because then I can search my email and it literally comes up in your email as camera at Samsung Camera. I don't know why I think that's so fascinating, but I think it's kind of cool. And I've used that quite a bit if I'm taking pictures. I haven't taken a ton of pictures with this camera, but every once in a while I will take one. as opposed to my iPhone, and then I'll just send it to my email so I can upload it to Instagram or just save it for future, reference or whatever. As far as size, I'll touch on that quickly. Vlogging camera, honestly, I think should be smaller than this. I don't think this is horrible. I think if you're a guy or if you have bigger hands or something like that, you probably won't mind it as much, but I have very small hands, and for me, it just seems a little bit bulky. It's not super heavy or anything like that, but it is heavier than some. My friend actually just recently came over, and I didn't realize how small the Canon ELPH cameras are. They're tiny. I mean, the Canon ELPH is probably like the size of this screen alone. Yeah, honestly, I would say it's like this big. So it's very, very small, and I kind of really want one of those now because I just like how it's just very small. Vlogging, I don't want to say that you want to be discreet or anything like that because there's nothing to be ashamed of, but you don't want to be like, oh, let me get, I might as well carry my DSLR around, or my Lumix, honestly, isn't a ton huger than this. I mean, it has a bigger lens, but the body of it isn't really too much bigger than this. So it's like, I honestly might as well just vlog with that. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. For a vlogging camera, I think it's a little bit on the bulky side, I'll be honest, but it's not horrible. It's like doable, but compared to the Canon ELPH, just know that it's bigger. Overall, I'll be honest, I've seen really good reviews for this camera, and I think it's a great camera. I think it's a really cool idea, but for video blogging or YouTube vlogging, I don't think it's a great camera. I recommend you going with something smaller, with something that has a better auto mode. I had troubles too with the autofocus at first, but I did seem to fix those on this camera. It's a setting that you have to mess with, and on auto mode, it doesn't do it properly. And I've tried other cameras and picked them up, and literally just, it's been great. So I don't know. I think for video blogging and video, it's not really the best. It does shoot in 1080p HD, which is really nice. But it's a little high maintenance, If you're looking into getting started on YouTube videos like this, that are just like sit-down YouTube videos, and you don't want to buy a DSLR, I actually think that I would recommend this for that, because you have the time to sit and kind of mess around, change the aperture, change the ISO. You might be able to, get some studio lights to use with it, or sit in front of a window to get that nice bright light. But for video blogging, things that are moving around, things that you have to be quick, I just don't recommend it. So I hope that helped you guys. Like I said, it's a very good camera. I don't want to deter you from purchasing it, but know that for what I do and what I bought it for, I think that was kind of a bad choice. But there are plenty of other good uses for it. If you want to start making YouTube videos like this, I think it'd be good. If you want to take pictures, that would be good. But yeah, for daily vlogging, it's kind of a pain in the butt, I'll be honest. But I'm going to keep using it for now. I might eventually sell it. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with it. But let me know if you guys know of any other cameras that you recommend for video blogging. Follow me around Style Vlogs, because I may be looking to swap this one out at some point. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I know that I probably glossed over a couple points, but like I said, I'm going to leave some of my favorite reviews, some of the reviews that helped me when I was considering buying this. I'll leave those in the info box down below. Make sure to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you next time. Bye!
You got 30 lotion.
Yeah. So I have 2 hand creams. I love hand cream. Like, my hands are so gross.
Yeah.
In the wintertime.
Look at my hands. They're like
cracking.
Healing. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, mine do that too. Like my cuticle.
Can I use some of that?
Yeah.